The Spider-Man Brand New Day premiere on Monday night was crazy. I can't believe one of the artists who made music for the movie literally spoiled who Sadie Sink's character is. Not that we all didn't really know, but still, kinda crazy you would do that. Bro needs to watch out for Kevin Feige. Over the last couple of weeks, Sony and Marvel have dropped an insane amount of Spider-Man Brand New Day footage, and we have got to talk about it. With the newest Spider-Man movie right around the corner, I want to go over everything that we know about Brand New Day before it hits theaters at the end of this week. First of all, we know the action in this movie is going to be insane. Some of the web-swinging clips and fight sequences that have been revealed through trailer and TV spots are stunning, and I am so excited to see them play out in full when the movie hits theaters. Tom Holland and Destin Daniel Cretton have both said this film takes huge inspiration from the Insomniac Spider-Man games, and that's super obvious. This helicopter chase looks right out of the first game. Starting at the beginning, we know the film opens with a montage. It's been 4 years since we've last seen Spider-Man at the end of No Way Home. Technically 5 in real life. That's where all the comic cover recreation shots are coming from. Fighting Boomerang above a building, Tarantula on a boat, it looks like Tombstone is involved, a standout character from the comics, and my favorite rendition, the Spectacular Spider-Man. We also see Peter on a wall dodging a villain who we believe to be Ramrod, a pretty unknown villain from the Spider-Man comics, and of course, Michael Mando's Scorpion, who we last saw at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming talking to Michael Keaton's Vulture. We're not totally sure how big of a role Scorpion has in this movie, but I'm hoping it's pretty big. This setup has been lingering for years, and I'm excited for a big payoff. We know Spider-Man fights the Scorpion at least twice in this movie, once during the day when it's snowing. I'm guessing this is during that opening montage and will actually get us into the beginning of the film. Another fight we know for sure takes place is at nighttime, when Peter starts to mutate more and beats the absolute crap out of him, throwing him into a police car. Peter is going through an actual mutation in this movie, providing him with more strength, enhanced reflexes with his Spidey sense, and what seems to be completely organic webbing. From what we can tell, this is due to Peter completely isolating himself, focusing solely on being Spider-Man and leaving the Peter Parker persona on the back burner, forgetting who he himself is, just like everyone else that was affected by Doctor Strange's spell at the end of No Way Home. There's a few sequences where we can see Peter's body being very stressed and his eyes going black, which a lot of people thought would be the symbiote, but we're pretty sure they're saving Spidey's iconic black suit for Avengers Secret Wars. One of these times is while Peter is fighting the Hand, a group of ninjas that are primarily a Daredevil villain, and this sequence has left a lot of people with a lot of questions. It's speculated that Daredevil may appear in one of these cells since they're fighting in a prison, but don't get too excited at that possibility. Charlie Cox himself has said that he is not in it, and I believe this is a completely different prison than the one that Matt Murdock is being kept in. Something else that was thought to be a weird choice when it was first revealed happens to be the inclusion of Jon Bernthal's The Punisher. This is the same Punisher from the Netflix Daredevil continuity and from Punisher One Last Kill on Disney+. The end of that special presentation left us with a reborn version of Frank Castle, who seems to be more focused on helping people in his own twisted ways, rather than only being out for revenge of his family. The Punisher's first appearance in the comic books was in a Spider-Man comic, as a villain, so it totally makes sense that his first appearance in a full-on MCU film is in this new Spider-Man movie. It's said that he's going to be a twisted version of what Peter Parker could be if he continues down this path of only focusing on Spider-Man related activities and not at least attempting to live his life as Peter Parker. If that's not enough characters for you, we've got 2 more big ones we have to talk about before diving into what possibly could be the plot of this movie. While Frank Castle seems to be an outward representation of Peter's want to isolate himself from the world and focus on being Spider-Man, Mark Ruffalo's The Hulk joins the cast as a direct mirror to Peter's mutating powers, starting off as what seems to be a cordial relationship, with Peter going to Bruce Banner for advice at the university he's now teaching at, turns into something else, and fast. We can see that Professor Banner is using the inhibitor device that he had in She-Hulk to keep him in a human form, and assuringly Peter goes to him with help about his changing powers, since Banner has had experience with that before. Just recently, Hot Toys revealed a look at their deluxe figure, which has a small device on the back of Spider-Man's neck, and I believe this is exactly what they'll use to dampen Spider-Man's mutating genes so he doesn't lose full control. We do know Bruce loses full control though, There's plenty of clips showing Spider-Man and the Punisher fighting a fully enraged version of the Hulk, something we really haven't seen since Avengers Age of Ultron back in 2015. With all the talks of mutations, let's talk about Sadie Sink, rumored to be one of the biggest characters in a team of mutants named the X-Men. For months now, it's been rumored that Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey, due to the many clips of people being mind-controlled and things happening telepathically, something only a few characters in the Marvel continuity can pull off. We don't see too much of her at all in the trailers. Sadie's character is almost constantly in a hood or covered in some way, other than a very small clip which was put out a couple of days ago of her in a park. A lot of people are saying this is probably a flashback scene to before she was captured by the DODC. I can agree, I find it a little odd to introduce an X-Men character in a Spider-Man movie, but with Doomsday at the end of the year acting as a sort of send-off to the Fox X-Men characters, I can understand why they slowly want to start building the team for the next saga. It's also being said that Sadie Sink's character is another mirror to Peter's personality and current life struggles in the movie, so we'll really just have to see how this character plays out. With mutants being introduced in this movie, we also have the introduction of Tremel Tillman's character, rumored to be William Metzger. This is a character from the comics and is a pretty big voice against the existence of mutants. In this movie, he seems to be the head of damage control, which makes perfect sense, especially if he's the one that put Sadie Sink's character in holding for a lot of her life. Now that we've pretty much hit on all the characters in this movie, let's take a shot on what this plot might even be for this film. The only official synopsis for this movie is this. An adult Peter Parker lives entirely alone 4 years after Doctor Strange's spell. Working full-time as Spider-Man in a world that forgot him, the crushing pressure triggers an uncontrollable physical transformation while an invisible new threat targets New York. We don't really have much to work on, but I think that's on purpose. We can tell a few things from what they've given us in the footage so far, so let's hit on some things that we know for sure. Ed and MJ have no idea who Peter Parker is, but they do know who Spider-Man is, and they remember their interactions with him. This is why Ned creates the Spidey tracker, and it's rumored the purpose for that was to find him and thank him for saving him and MJ so many times. We also know that Sadie Sink's character is mind-controlling a lot of people in this movie. Old ladies, DODC guards, what seems like Scorpion, and even everyday New York citizens. While she's controlling one of their bodies, they threaten MJ, and Peter approaches her, tells MJ to trust him, and they swing off, with Spider-Man taking MJ to the Punisher's hideout. This hideout is named the Golden Girl, which we can see in one of the clips, and is accurate to the comic books from a run where Punisher and Spider-Man team up. It seems MJ spends a decent amount of time here. A clip was revealed with just Frank and Michelle are in this boat alone, and she asks him if he's going to let Peter go out there by himself. My best guess is that this is when Peter goes to fight the Hulk, and Frank shows up later to help subdue him so they can focus on the bigger threat of the movie. Whilst all of this is going on, Peter is going through that mutation we mentioned earlier. That hopefully is wrapped up by the end of the film, so we're back to our normal Peter boy before he goes into space to fight in Avengers Secret Wars. A few last things we know for sure is that Peter Parker eventually wears Juicy Couture pants, possibly given to him by Yelena Belova from the Thunderbolts in this movie. That clip of him standing in his room with all of the webbing everywhere is after he comes in from outside, where he wakes up in that web cocoon and falls down into the alleyway outside his apartment. I have a couple of theories about this scene. The first one is that the mutation happens when Peter is sleeping, and he sleepwalks, or crawls I guess, outside and the cocoon forms around him, finishing his mutation. Secondly, it's heavily rumored that Yelena Belova makes a cameo in this movie, in a quite weird scene where they both see each other at least semi-naked, assumingly while Peter is hanging in the alley from his web. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I think this is who gives Peter the outfit he's wearing in the next clip when he's back inside. The shirt is small on him and fits him like a crop top. Really hope it says animal on the front to reference the comic book outfit Peter has worn before. But unless he finds it in the trash, I think it'd be really hilarious if Yelena is the one to give him these pants. We also know that Tombstone is in this movie, like I mentioned earlier, but we have no clue how much he's in it or how big of a part he plays. I think it'd be really cool if he takes a sort of backseat role to everything going on at the street level for Spidey in this movie and for upcoming Spidey related stories. One show that did this really well was The Spectacular Spider-Man. where he funded and helped create a lot of the supervillains Spider-Man fought throughout season 1 of the show. It would be absolutely insane if he is the one who has funded Scorpion and given him all of this tech to try to defeat Spider-Man and stop him from thwarting his crime syndicate. After Kingpin was exiled from New York in Daredevil Born Again Season 2, it makes perfect sense that Tombstone would step up to fill the role as New York's crime boss. And I swear, if they call him the big man in this movie, I will genuinely jump for joy in that movie theater. The absolute last thing we know for sure is that this movie is going to outclass a lot of Spider-Man media that we've gotten in the last while. The cinematography, characters, and action from what we've seen so far seems to be absolutely incredible. Maybe I'm hyping myself up too much, but if this is what they're willing to show us before the movie is even out, just imagine what's in store for us when we actually sit down in the cinemas. I couldn't be more excited for this movie, and I will absolutely have more Spider-Man Brand New Day content coming out even after the movie drops. Figure reviews, suit upgrades, how the film made me feel personally, and I'll be making a video on my experience of watching the film in theaters to put out for you as soon as possible. Oh, by the way, if you got one of those early Amazon screenings, count yourself lucky. It was practically impossible to get one here in Orlando, Florida, but no worries. I did get tickets to the AMC fan event at Disney Springs on Thursday at 7 p.m. So if you'll be there, come and find me. I'll be in Spidey's winter outfit from when he's fighting Scorpion. Definitely let me know what you guys are most excited for in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and if I missed anything, make sure to remind me down in the comments below. If you want to see more videos similar to this one, make sure to like, subscribe, and hype this video. It helps out the channel a ton, and it lets me know that you guys want to see more of my takes in this kind of style. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.